When I first started caring for patients, I worked with my pathologist, but we didn't work that closely together. It was mainly a kind of a one-way interaction where I got a report and occasionally I'd call for some explanation. But that's different now. It's pretty routine to have regular interactions in a multidisciplinary fashion. So surgeons, radiation oncologists, certainly medical oncologists like myself, but pathologists as well, to help us make decisions on what to do. We routinely engage our pathologists to help us kind of bring in new discoveries. So meetings like this, for example, marker X could be the next greatest marker in a particular cancer. Having conversations with our pathologist about setting up that marker at our institution is going to be, those are important conversations. And fortunately, they've been easy to have. Our pathologists have wanted to help us provide good care for our patients. And so bringing a new assay up, if we think it's ready for prime time, it's validated, has been actually a part of cancer care now. That's a big shift. A decade ago, I never used to have those conversations. Now, it seems like every few months I'm having that conversation with my pathologist about, let's bring this new assay into our house, so to speak. Let's broaden the way we do testing. A lot is being done outside of our institution. We're doing a lot of certainly testing with assays that can only be done at specialized vendors or centers. And so there still is that bit of send out where we're doing some things in-house and some things we send off. As a medical oncologist, I don't drive the train. I view myself as an important part of the team. But I do think that some of our physicians who are involved in the care in very narrow ways need a medical oncologist to kind of bring them together and actually bring back the news of why we should be excited about changing the way we care for people. So I focus in lung cancer. So my thoracic oncology colleagues, my radiation oncology colleagues, I do feel like we're always kind of informing them, teaching them a little bit about why we should do things differently because this news just came out. And it tends to be in the medical oncology community where that news hits first. And so I don't want to say that, I lead that team by any stretch, but, it's important for me or incumbent upon me to share that information so we change how we care for our patients back home. The way it happens most often is at our tumor board. When we're presenting a case, and the way we've always done, there's usually an opportunity to mention a new study that came out or a new finding, and I see that in those forums, it's easy to have that be compelling. Where this case we used to discuss there were no options for. Guess what? Now we're doing things differently, and they start picking up on the parlance, the lingo. And it gets them excited about it too. So, plus a lot of this is in the mass media now. So, a lot of these folks are coming to these conferences. Oh, I read about that in this magazine or that newspaper, or I saw it on the news last night. And then we have a chance to kind of fill in the gaps in those kind of mass media produced data sets and actually show them why that's important.